You should get a notification.
They have to agree with stuff.
Yes.
The digging and stuff. My God, it's so exciting. And here we are on YouTube. All right.
It's your God Call with Reverend Bill.
We're going to do a little test of the good that's showing up in your life. Imagine that you had a big box in front of you with a knob on it that went from 0 to 100, with 0 being no good at all and 100 being as good as you believe it can possibly be. What's the level of good in your life? Where is that knob set to? Get an idea of the number and then understand that it's completely up to you to reach out, grab the knob, and turn it up a little higher. How high do you want to go? How high are you willing to take it? Turn up the volume on your good.
Morning, y'all. What's your upper limits?
Hey, Jamie, I think your original sound for musicians turned off.
Oh, I apologize for that. I'm sorry. Let me see.
Well, we want to hear the guitar.
I know. Okay, there we go. Is that better?
Sounds more musical. Go for it.
Thank you, Bill. Well, I love myself right from the start. Forgive myself from my head to my heart. I'd laugh every day, make more mistakes. I'd fall down and get up, whatever it takes. So I love me, and I love you, and I'd be loved in all I do. If I could do it all over, that's what I'd do. I'd ask for help, not act like I know. Speak many languages in order to grow. I'd walk the Blue Ridge Parkway in October, take life less seriously and get over myself. Oh, I love me, and I love you, and I'd be loved in all I do. If I could do it all over, that's what I'd do. Oh, suspend all my judgment, let the past dissipate. I'd make my amends before it's too late. Let love lend itself to all of my deeds, paying more mind to what everyone needs. Oh, I love me, and I love you, and I'd be loved in all I do. If I could do it all, I'd love me, and I'd love you, and I'd be loved in all I do. If I could do it all over, that's what I'd do. Oh, if I could do it all over, that's what I'd do. Oh, if I could do it all over, that's what I'd do.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Jamie Lula. It is wonderful to have you with us today. And good morning, New Thought, Philadelphia. I am so much looking forward to today's celebration, not just because it's the beginning of April and not just because there's an eclipse coming tomorrow and not just because anything else, but because this is a wonderful opportunity for love to unfold and the light to shine. We've got a special guest speaker today. Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington is joining us from Phoenix, Arizona. I invited her in. I told her that Jamie Lula was doing the music. She says, I'm on board. So, and I love having Jamie here because it doesn't matter what we do, what we talk about, he has a song for it, which is just perfect. So you know the rules on Zoom when we're Zooming, you keep your mic muted except when we're sharing or when we're trying to out-talk each other, like we're going to do right now. Go ahead and unmute and repeat after me. I open myself to love.
I open myself to love.
I open myself to joy.
I
Open
open
myself to joy.
I know that something new is happening now.
I
I
know
know that something new is happening right now.
And I know that I am love.
and I
know that I am love.
And so it is.
And so it is.
There you go. One more press on the mute button there as I remind you that New Thought Philadelphia is an open and loving community of spiritual adventurers, welcoming each person to experience their divine nature in an empowering space of unconditional love. Whatever path you've been on, whatever brought you to our Zoom today, wherever you're heading next, we have been expecting you. And welcome home. The beliefs around here are pretty simple. I found myself this week writing an article about what we don't believe, which is a rather long list. People who are involved in other religions. What we believe is that there's one power, love, intelligence, or force that creates everything, including each of us, and that we each use that same power, love, intelligence, or force to create our lives according to our beliefs. To shorten it down to the most brief that we can figure out, your new life begins with a new thought. If you have extra electronic devices other than the one that you're using for Zooming, first of all, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. We all have plenty of them now, but you can turn them on shush for the next hour or so they don't distract you, because there's an opportunity to focus in and connect and be in community here, which is kind of magical. I'm Bill Marcioni, the spiritual director at New Thought Philadelphia. As I mentioned, our guest speaker is Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington in Phoenix, Arizona. Our music today is Jamie Lula, who is in Lake Balboa, California. Perhaps the distance award, I'm not sure. Naveen is actually right down the road from you. I'm not sure which one has a couple of miles on you for Philadelphia. But we will find out. We've got a couple of practitioners. Jesus is going to lead the meditation for us in a little bit. And right now, Carolyn Nixon, RSCP, is going to open us with a practical prayer, which is the way we like to begin everything.
Let us take a moment to turn away from anything that may be distracting us. Give your mind permission to be quiet, to be still, to be open, to be receptive. Give your body permission to relax. Become aware of the bottoms of your feet and know that that energetic connection between your feet and the earth is present, no matter how high above the earth you may be. And do whatever else is necessary so that you may be fully present to this celebration which is about to unfold. And may begin by knowing that there is only one. The one mind, the one life, one presence, one power, one substance, one source of infinite pure creative potential and possibilities. And it's out of that one that everything emerges as an expression of itself. It's one we know to be all-knowing, all-loving, all-giving, dwelling within its creation, one with its creation, forming this unified wholeness of the interconnectedness of all of the life forms it creates, and its connection to that one which created each of us is that one, knowing itself in a unique and special way that only we can provide it, and is said in Scripture. Each of us created in the image and likeness of God, anointed or awakened to what is called the Christ consciousness, the consciousness of the awakened one. This is true of each of us. And I know that as we turn our attention in the celebration to the operationalizing, if I say that 10 times, of love, we remind ourselves that whatever outer appearances may be, each of us is always immersed, permeated, infused with that love. Each and every moment we are taking it in through our physical and our spiritual senses, through our breathing, through the palms of our hands, through the pores of our skin, through the soles of our feet as we walk on the earth. And as Native Americans remind us that love is surrounding us in the seven sacred directions above, below, within, the east, the west, the south, the north. So again, we take another moment to go within, just to allow our heart chakra to open and to breathe in that pure love and allow it to flow through us, through our bodies, through all of the energetic layers that surround our bodies, through our consciousness to create fertile ground of our consciousness where seeds of newness may be planted and grow and sprout. And as they grow within, whatever we claim manifests without. And to know that this process is ongoing. And as we enter into this celebration, we again reaffirm that we dwell in an harmonious, loving, peaceful universe. And that same harmony and order flows through each of our lives through what is known as the affairs of our life. So we let that all go, surrender that, and just be fully present to this celebration. I invite you to take in every word which resonates with you and to allow this music, very lovingly provided by Jamie Lula. Let every note of that music wash over you and to take from it the beauty, the joy, and the inspiration it contains. And I know that the celebration, again, is love operationalized. Each of us is that same love operationalized. And this celebration presents many opportunities for each of us to be blessed. And as we take in those blessings, because there is only one, there's only one mind, whatever blesses us blesses all life everywhere. And this process of operationalizing love is always ongoing. I'm grateful for this awareness. I'm grateful for this community, for the celebration, for every person present, for every bit of love and whatever special gifts and energy they bring to it. And with that same gratitude, I release my word into that creative medium which creates, only knows to create, and creates everything. Knowing that it's now creating these words, I speak. And I go in peace knowing it is so. I allow it to be so. And I say, so be it, blessed be, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Carolyn. So the reason we do a prayer is because it works, because it changes the experience that we're having in life. And this is the part of our program where we love to let people who are having a prayer works story to share it. Joe, is that your hand going up?
Yes.
Go for it.
So last Sunday, I was doing the inspiration prayer, and just as the song started before it, my Zoom cut out. Gone, poof. I'm like, oh God. And I managed to get it back online just in the nick. Just in the nick. It was perfect. I couldn't believe it. So thank you, universe.
Beautiful. And there was another example of that a month ago because Joe is on our board of trustees, and we tithe every quarter. And as we got to the point where we were deciding who our tithe was going to go to, Joe's Zoom cut out, and one of the people who we were inspired to tithe to was Joe, so she wasn't there as we voted to to share our prosperity with her. I love when that happens. I got a quick one. Anybody else have a prayer work story to share? All right. I was required to yet, and Sarah's got one. Go ahead, Sarah.
I told this on the morning meditation earlier this week, but I was super turned around in New York City trying to catch my Amtrak back, and I got on the wrong subway. I had 20 minutes exactly to get from where I was in New York to the Amtrak, and I did a prayer. I was asking, all right, Spirit, show yourself. I'm ready. I need the help. I need the guidance. We're running down the edge here. I tried to change my train ticket, but the app kept telling me to just call Amtrak. There was a 22-minute wait for the Amtrak people. This wonderful spirit next to me looks over and he's like, "Are you lost?" And I was like, "I'm so lost." He helped me get turned around to get back in the right direction. I was coming up, I got turned around again. It's a whole thing. But then I was coming up to get to the Amtrak hall and I see last call, even though my train should have left a solid 9 minutes prior. Somehow, some way, it was last call. And I ran I'm not a runner, but I ran I've never ran before. And I was like, "No, wait," to the people who were cutting it off. And then they just looked up at me. They gave me a little eye roll, but it was all in good fun. And then they did their little meet to their little, walkie-talkie being "We've got one more coming down the stairs right now." And I was like, yes. So then I got on the train next to this really sweet gentleman who all he wanted to do was sleep. And it was just the perfect combination. I can't believe I made that train. It was spirit.
I can just barely believe you made that train. Woohoo! Good for you. Yeah, the one for me is that I need to get an MRI, and I scheduled it at the convenient MRI place, and they said July 2nd. I said, "Really? Is this an emergency?" They said, "Well, that's all we got." And it's part of the University of Pennsylvania medical system. So I called the people who were scheduling for downtown, and they said, "Well, they get me in earlier, but it's going to be at 7 o'clock in the morning." And it's well, I can drive into Philly and pay to park at 7 o'clock in the morning, but I realized that there's something better possible. So I set my intention to find something better and got an afternoon appointment even earlier downtown. And then I got myself one for the perfect Tuesday afternoon out in the suburbs next week. And I got to stop because that's as soon as I can possibly make it for that. So looking a fact in the face and knowing something better can be awesome. So we're going to do the announcements right now. I'm going to introduce Jane to do those. If you have a kazoo, unmute and herald in the announcements. Oh,
Good morning. This uneclipsable information is on our website at newthoughtphilly.org and in our weekly e-newsletter. Please sign up on the website so we can keep in touch. We host 15-minute meditations on Zoom twice every day. If you haven't taken part lately, Zoom in this week. They're inspiring, fun, and quick. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings this week are also on Insight Timer Live. Our free screening of Angels and Saints is today at 4 p.m. at Balzer and hybrid on Zoom. It's an award-winning Philly-made documentary about sex, gender, and religion, and what they have in common and why they're so hard to talk about. It will be followed by a discussion with the producer and director. Episode 146 of Reverend Bill's Practical Prayer Podcast is Did I Ask for This? Listen wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get a peek behind the scenes in the live recording session on Monday at 1 p.m. on New Thought Media Network. World Labyrinth Day is Saturday, May 4th. We will walk as one at St. Thomas's Church in White Marsh, led by Jane Downey, a widely renowned labyrinth expert. Our group will meet up beforehand for lunch nearby. The personal practitioner class that begins in the fall will boost your spiritual practice to the next level. Contact Reverend Bill to see what you need to do to be ready. There is no obligation to continue to professional training in year 2. Follow, subscribe, like, and share our social media on Instagram, Facebook, Insight Timer, and YouTube. And join the 1,773 spiritual adventures in our group on meetup.com. The Power of 8 Intention Circle meets on Zoom every Monday at 6:30 p.m. All are invited to join us tomorrow for this powerful group spiritual practice. We are always grateful for your financial support. You can make a tax-deductible donation by Zelle, Cash App, check, PayPal, Venmo, credit, or debit card. Thank you to the team that makes our celebrations work and has fun doing it. To join the joy, contact Sandy. Next Sunday is Hybrid at Falzer with AI spirituality. There is a lot of excitement and fear about what's happening with artificial intelligence. Reverend Bill explores what happens when machine-based processes consider spirituality. Live original music by K.D. Myers. The practitioners are available for professional sessions by appointment. After the celebration today, Carolyn is available for a quick miracle in a minute prayer. We'll leave the Zoom meeting open after the celebration for casual conversation.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you. And yeah, if you're interested in the movie this afternoon, it's 4 o'clock. We're going to be on Zoom. It's going to be in the same normal Zoom meeting room. So look forward to seeing you there. And there's going to be a panel of us afterwards. I'm on it. And so is Reverend Carey from East Falls Presbyterian, I believe. So it's going to be, it's a good movie. It's about an hour, and invite you to join us for that. So let's see. This is the time when when we're in person, we have a gift and a blessing for people who are joining us for the second time. And we also have a blessing and an invitation for a welcome packet and to join in with New Thought Philadelphia by getting on the mailing list. When we're on Zoom, we have the blessing for the folks who are here for the first time. It is possible that there's Leo connecting to audio one more time. I'm not going to talk about Leo until he finishes connecting to audio. Good morning, Leo. This is the first time I recall seeing you here. And if it is, then great. And if not, then you get a blessing anyway. So you just received this. And I'm going to include the other Reverend Dr. Michelle W. Michelle Wadley is joining us, Reverend Jersey Girl. So you accept this blessing as well. The rest of us, we're just going to rub our hands together to feel the warmth, feel the love, and send that out. You are the bright light of God's love. Thank you for shining that light and sharing that love with us today. And welcome home. So as Jamie Lula sings another song for us, we're going to go into either gallery mode, if you've got that, or flip through on your device. So you can make eye contact with the people who are in community with, and know that the eyes that you're looking into and the eyes that you're looking with are both the eyes of God. Jamie?
I got two of my favorite Michelles here, Michele Whittington and Whittington. What a blessing. Hey, yeah, all are welcome here. Hey, everybody, come on down. Hey, everybody, gather around. Hey, everybody, bring a friend. Hey, everybody, come and help me sing. All are welcome here. Lay your burdens down. All are welcome here. You're on hallowed ground. All are welcome here. We'll break our bread with you. All are welcome here. Help you find your truth. And everybody sang, all are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. Hey, everybody, come on down. Hey, everybody, gather around. Hey, everybody, bring a friend. Hey, everybody, come and help me sing. All are welcome here. Lay your burdens down. All are welcome here. You're on hallowed ground. All are welcome here. We'll break our bread with you. All are welcome here. Help you find your truth. Come on now. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome right here in New Thought, Philly.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie Lula. Ah, it's so wonderful to have you here with us today. Every week we light the flames of faith to remind ourselves of who we are and what we share this planet with, and it's going to be led this morning by Sandy.
We perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from the one power, love, intelligence, which we call spirit or God. We honor the richness that comes from our shared diversity and bless the interwoven energy of the divine feminine and masculine. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the earth-based traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone or any place you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
Blessed be. The reading today comes from Creative Mind and Success, and it's going to be read by Karen.
The title of the reading today is Don't Be a Leaner. Never lean on other people. You have strength of your own that is great enough to do all that is necessary. The Almighty has implanted genius within the soul of everyone. What we need to do is to unearth that inner genius and cause it to shine forth. We will never do this while we look at others for guidance. Quote, "To thine own self-repair, wait thou within the silence dim, and thou shalt find him there." End of quote. All the power and intelligence of the universe is already within, waiting to be utilized. The divine spark must be fanned into a blaze of living fire of your own divinity. Self-reliance is the word to dwell on. Listen to your own voice. It will speak in terms that are unmistakable. Trust in your own self more than in all else. All great men have learned to do this. Every person within his own soul is in direct communication with the infinite understanding. When we depend on other people, we are simply taking their light and trying to light our path with it. When we depend on ourselves, we are depending on that inner voice that is God speaking in and through man. Quote, "Man is the inlet and the outlet to all there is in God." End of quote. God has made us and brought us up to where we recognize our own individuality. From now on, we will have to let him express through us. If it were different, we should not be individuals. Quote, "Behold, I stand at the door and wait." End of quote. This is a statement of the near presence of power, but we, the individual, must open the door. This door is our thought, and we are the guardian of it. And when we do open the door, we will find that divine presence is right at hand, waiting, ready, and willing to do for us all that we can believe. We are strong within that strength of the infinite. We are not weak. We are great and not mean. We are one with the infinite mind. And so it is.
I'm gonna let love show me the way. I'm gonna let love guide me today. I'm gonna let love and get love to carry me through. I'm gonna let love lead me to you. I'm gonna know love every day. I'm gonna know love in every way. I'm gonna know love and grow love and show love is true. I'm gonna let love lead me to you, to you. I open my heart to you, my love from the start to you. I give and receive. I believe, I'm gonna be loved every day. I'm gonna be loved in every way. I'm gonna be loved and see love in all that I do. I'm gonna let love lead me to you, to you. I open my heart to you, my love from the start to you. I give and receive. I believe, I'm gonna give love every day. I'm gonna give love in every way. I'm gonna give love and live love to carry me through. I'm gonna let love lead me to you. Oh, I'm gonna let love lead me to you. Oh, I'm gonna let love lead me to you.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, JB. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. So you guys might remember that 6 weeks ago, Michele Whittington was here and she did a talk called Won't, Will, Did. And what she was talking about was whether or not it was actually a good idea for her to go to India for this retreat at the Gandhi ashram. And it was the whole process of getting her visa, not getting her visa, and the mystery that was involved there. Well, at the end of that, you found out that she went, and now Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington is back. And she's going to tell us what it was like to go not halfway around the world, but a third of the way around the world. It's actually 13,000 miles from Phoenix to Ahmedabad, India. And she's going to tell us about what happened when she got there. Reverend Dr. Michele Whittington.
Thank you, Reverend Bill, and thank you all for being here. Leo, I just have to do a shout out to Leo. It's so good to see your beautiful face. Yay, Leo is a longtime friend, so I'm very happy to see you here. And very honored, Dr. Michele Whittington, that you're here as well. So as Bill said, I did go to a leadership retreat in Ahmedabad, India in January. And this retreat was entitled Gandhi 3.0 Leadership Retreat. Don't ask me what the 3.0 stands for or why it was 3.0. I don't know. I had so many questions and I got so many answers at this retreat, but that was not a question that I asked. But that's what it was called, Gandhi 3.0 Leadership Retreat. There were 40 leaders from around the world who were invited to attend, and there were also 35 volunteers, also from around the world, also leaders who were there to support the entire process. So to say it was life-changing, knock my socks off experience would be an understatement. In our very first session, there was a question posed. And the question was, how do we as leaders in 2024 operationalize love? And the question was asked, what lessons can we learn from Gandhi and his work in the early to mid 1900s to do that? And I'm going to add a third question this morning because I like to always make anything I talk about personal and real and usable to you. So my question is going to be, how do you, as a leader in your own life, operationalize love? Big question. We might have a few answers here today. But first, let's talk about this concept of love, because I mean, Jamie, when Jamie asked me what I was talking about, and I told him love, he said, "Well, I got a couple of songs about love." Many songs have been written about love. A lot of it romantic love, but just even beyond that, quote after quote after quote about love. And I want to just give you a couple that I think are timely for our time today. One of them is one of my favorite quotes from Ernest Holmes in The Science of My Textbook. In case you want to check it out, make sure I got it right. It's on page 298. And Ernest Holmes said, "Love is the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. It is the very reason for our being." I love that quote. It makes my heart sing. Buddha said, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. That is the eternal rule." The Dalai Lama, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." So let's do one more quote from the man of the hour, and it's not Dr. Bill, although he is always the man of the hour, but the man of the hour for us today is Mahatma Gandhi. And he said this about love, and he sounds a bit like a religious scientist in this quote, so that makes me love this quote even more. "Whether humanity will consciously follow the law of love, I do not know, but that need not disturb me. The law will work just as the law of gravitation works, whether we accept it or not." So those are all amazingly powerful words. But in each of them, I think there's something fundamentally missing. Each of those quotes has the word love being a noun, a concept, a theory, an ideal we strive to live up to and sometimes don't. But what we need and what operationalized love means is love as a verb, love as an action, love as boots on the ground, get your hands a little bit dirty, action. We could rephrase, how do we operationalize love, to say, how do we put love in action? And Khalil Gibran, the beautiful Persian poet, started to get to this idea when he said, work is love made visible. Of course, the question is, what kind of work are we talking about? So today I want to share with you how Gandhi answered that question. At the retreat, we explored deeply in our time together 4 design principles that Gandhi lived by. Lived it, his soul taught and practiced. 4 of them. Now, I'm not going to give you all 4 because I don't have time. And of course, I'm setting myself up to come back just like I did last time. I set myself up to come back. So, Bill, I'm doing it again. Here we are. I'm going to give you 2 today. And if you invite me back, I'll give you the other 2. But I wanted to spend decent time with each of them. And I can't do that in the time that we have to do all 4. So we're going to get 2 today. And they are the concepts of, number 1, self-rule, deep cast versus broadcast. The heck does that mean? We'll explore it in a minute. The second one, the second design principle that Gandhi used to operationalize love was, and this one's more understandable without deep description, but we will discuss it, is benefit all. Be a benefit to all. Okay, so the first one, self-rule, deep cast versus broadcast. In order to talk about that, I want to share a little factoid with you. How many of you have used the phrase and attributed it to Gandhi, be the change we wish to see in the world? Anybody ever use that? Be the change we wish to see in the world. Gandhi said, well, guess what, my friends? No, he didn't. Gandhi did not actually say that. He said something similar to it, longer than that has probably been paraphrased to that little soundbite. And it's a great soundbite. It's a powerful soundbite. It's an amazing soundbite. It should go on mugs and t-shirts and wall hangings and all that, but it wasn't what Gandhi actually said. I want to read to you, and I'm going to ask one of our beautiful tech people to go ahead and put this in the chat so that you can see it as well. And this gets to the concept, even though he doesn't use the term, but it gets to the concept of deep cast. All right, so here is the actual quote. We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the world of our body. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies of the world would change also. That could be the line that got paraphrased, or it might be the next one. Let's see. Let me say that one again. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. As a man changes his own nature, so does the attitude of the world toward him. This is the divine mystery, a wonderful thing it is, and the source of our happiness. We need not wait to see what others do. That is the full Gandhi quote. Deep cast is in there. Change ourselves. This, of course, I know I'm singing to the choir because in Science of Mind, in New Thought, we believe in internal change creates external change. But this deep cast concept is about a very specific internal change. And it is about going within, finding and cleaning out that which would prevent us from serving in the highest, holiest, humblest, most unencumbered and grace-filled way. That was a mouthful. Let me say it again. Deep cast means going deeply within and finding and cleaning out that which would prevent us from serving in the highest, holiest, humblest, most unencumbered, grace-filled way. Go within and find where your ego is ruling the show, where your ego wants you to be the best, to be noticed, to be seen, to be acknowledged. And this isn't about not having self-worth and not knowing the amazing being that you are. It's not about that. but it's about knowing you're an amazing being and just going out and being it without the need for external validation. That's easy to say, not quite as easy to do. So I was telling Dr. Bill that I might share a personal story that was very difficult for me. Okay, so I'm going to. But before I share that, broadcast. So deep cast means go within, clean out, clean house so that you can serve in the highest way, versus broadcast, which is wanting accolades, wanting recognition, wanting to be seen, wanting to be noticed, wanting to be given credit, wanting to, people to see all the good that you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. That's broadcast. And I didn't really think that I had issues with broadcast. I didn't really think I had a gigantic ego. I knew I had a bit of one, but not a gigantic ego. But what I found, and this was really challenging and humbling for me, and I got to do this very work while I was in India, because I was around amazing people who are doing incredible work in the world. I mean, big, big work in the world. And my ego actually didn't like that very much, because I felt like a guppy swimming in an ocean of whales. And I realized I don't like being a guppy. I realized I like kind of being a big fish, in a relatively small pond. I like that. And my ego just had a fit. So I got the opportunity right there in India, in Ahmedabad, India, to do some deep cast and to really take a look at that. And I did. And it wasn't pretty and it wasn't easy, but it was really powerful. And I'm very, very grateful that I had the opportunity to do that, so I could come back in my world and serve in a deeper, more humble, grander, not grander as in look at me grand, but on a grander scale, even from a humble place. It really was profound. So I invite you just to think about, without any kind of self-judgment, no self-judgment, simply, how is it that I might go deeper within, deep cast, so that I can serve the world and bring out my amazing gifts in a bigger way without having to be a big deal. That's kind of the bottom line. So that's number one, deep cast. Number two, or deep cast versus broadcast. The second design principle that Gandhi offered us was benefit all. That one's more self-evident, I think, than our first one. Be a benefit to all. One of the leaders that was there, his name is J. Cohen Gilbert, was the co-founder of an organization and a movement, really, to create a new type of corporate entity. And I just want to briefly tell you about this, because you may know about this, but I had never heard of it. And I was blown away when I heard that he created with his partner what's called the B as in beneficial, the B Lab. And the B Lab actually put through legislation to create a new kind of corporation, a new corporate structure, and it's called a B corporation. You've probably heard of S Corps, C Corps. This is a B Corp. B Corps have as their premise their goal is to make a positive impact on society, and they explicitly say that profits are not their only goal. They want, yes, exactly, Sandy. I can't see all of you, but I see Sandy clapping, right? And there is now a B corporate structure. So a corporation can become a legal B Corp. And then if they want to take it an extra step, they can become a B certified corporation. And I want to read you the Declaration of Interdependence that all certified B Corps sign on to. Talk about being a benefit to all. We envision a global economy that uses business as a force for good. This economy is comprised of a new type of corporation, the B Corporation, which is purpose-driven and creates benefit for all stakeholders, not just shareholders. And what they mean by stakeholders are anyone involved, including our environment. So it's customers, it's vendors, it's employees, it's the environment. B Corps are concerned about all of that. And I am so excited to have learned that there are over 8,000 B Corps around the world. That's not a ton, but it's also not a drop in the bucket. They're in 161 industries, 95 countries, and have almost 750,000 workers. So B Corps are a thing. And one of my favorite companies that I buy gifts from all the time is called Uncommon Goods. And when I got home from this retreat, I happened to jump online to buy something, and I saw, much to my delight, a certified B Corp logo on their website. It just made me so happy. So we might not be a corporation that's going to become a B Corp, but the question for us all is, how can we be a bigger beneficial presence in the world? Gandhi gave us an answer to that. He said the simplest acts of kindness are by far more powerful than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. And because we know how powerful prayer is, that makes that an even bigger statement. So acts of kindness, acts of kindness. And Bill, will you put in a link, or would somebody put in a link to a 30-day kindness challenge? If you guys want to take it, I did this right when I got home. I had all my students do it. It was a beautiful experience and a way to bring kindness and love into action. So in these few moments that I've had, there are your 2 design principles, 2 of the 4 design principles from Gandhi: self-rule, deep cast versus broadcast, and benefit all. So I return to the question that I asked at the beginning: how do you, as a leader in your life, operationalize love now that you know what it means, with some examples? How might you do a bit of internal housekeeping to fully and freely be your most amazing self with humility and grace? And how might you be an even bigger beneficial presence in the world? 30-day challenge of kindness would be a great place to start. I want to end by saying Ernest Holmes, toward the end of his life, was asked, if you had this all to do over again, would you change anything? And he said, yes, I would change one thing about my teaching. He said, I would speak less about the law because it just works all the time, automatically. And I would speak more about love. So let's not only speak more about love, but let's be love in action. Blessings to you all. Thank you.
Naked, I'm naked. You can't see me. Oh, naked, Lord, I'm naked. You can't see me, 'cause I've been hiding behind my garbage. Hiding behind my garbage. Naked, Lord, I'm naked. You can't see me. Whoa, frozen, I've been frozen in my history. Yeah. Frozen, I've been frozen in my history. But I've been thawing in your love light. Thawing in your love light. Frozen, I've been frozen in my history. Whoa, dying, I've been dying to what I've been. Oh. I've been dying to what I've been. Oh, but I've been rising like Jesus showed me. Rising like Jesus showed me. Yeah, dying. I've been dying to what I've been. Oh, use me. Oh Lord, won't you use me? Oh Lord, won't you use me? Just as I am right here, right now, Lord, use me. Oh Lord, naked, I'm naked. Will you use me? Oh, naked Lord, I stand naked before you. Use me. 'Cause I've been hiding and I've been frozen, dying, yet I've been rising. Oh, naked Lord, I'm naked. Use me. Oh, naked Lord, I stand before you naked. Use me, let me serve my fellow man, my fellow woman, my fellow people. Lord, use me. Use me.
Thank you, Jamie, Lula. That wonderful music brings peace to the soul. Thank you, Reverend Michele Whittington, for that beautiful talk. And everybody that's zooming out from different parts of the country, Arizona, California, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, New Jersey, North Carolina, New York, Maryland, all parts. It's time to zoom in now. Zoom in to the inner center of our being. Take the words I'm going to say in the first person. Embrace them. Embody them. I like that quote for that coffee mug. Be that change that you want to see in the world. I came with a quote this week. It's the first time I heard it. Maybe somebody said it before. I had a challenging conversation with my son. He wanted to maybe finish it and say, Dad, you're right. I said, it's not about being right. It's about doing right. That's what Reverend Michele was saying about love. It's not so much about speaking about it. Showing that love. Not only to those around us, or strangers that we see every day in airports, train stations, supermarkets. Showing that love wherever we go. Through meditation and prayer, small like the stick with two ends. Prayer, say pray without ceasing. Meditation, meditate day and night to be like that tree planted by the rivers of water, giving its fruit in the season. The leaves should not wither, and whatever we say and touch will prosper. Meditation is simply prayer without words. Prayers of the soul, the mind, and the heart. It's like speaking to God with the tongue of the Spirit and listen to Him answer with the ears of the soul. When the shadows of the mind ceases in real meditation, God would answer through prayer. Meditate, going at that center of our being. Prayer is coming from the center. So take a deep breath. Fill your lungs with that goodness of breath in you. Take a little more. Let it go slowly. Relax the mind, relax your body. Get comfortable. We see in meditations a lot of techniques. Breathe here, sit here, stay here. It's so good for relaxation. Fight a little depression. A real meditation is a spiritual process. Being aligned with the divine, with that one mind. Take another deep breath. Fill your lungs and let it go. Stay relaxing. Let's go into the silence together.
Putting love into action begins with me. First, I must convert this word, this simple word, which is a noun, into a verb. Move it from a concept, from an intellectual construct to a verb. putting love into action. First, I go within, I examine my consciousness, and I clear out my consciousness anything which stands in the way of performing as what we call seva, selfless service, to my internal housekeeping. And just ask myself, how can I be of the most benefit to all? And I begin with my actions, through kind and loving action, through speaking words that are loving and kind, and through aligning my thoughts and my opinions, letting go of my opinions, monitoring my thoughts, and using my spiritual senses and my physical senses to see the love, the beauty, and the joy in all people, and to honor it in all people. And I vision that every act of kindness, a pebble being dropped into a brook and rippling out, and every act of kindness everywhere doing the same and combining to form one huge act of kindness, putting love into action on a global level. And it all begins with me, and I accept this responsibility. I am willing to do this, to be a benefit to the most people in the most ways I can. And allow these ideas to sit in my consciousness and to grow. And I'm grateful for this information, which was so freely shared. And I feel blessed and honored. And with gratitude, I release these words I speak into their creative medium, which created all there is, knowing that is now creating these words. I let it be so, and so it is. I invite you now to take in a deep breath, and when that breath has served its purpose, release it and return your attention to our celebration while Jamie blesses us with another song.
I felt exclusively my pain. I isolated out of shame. No one could understand the marrow of my Jones. We're all just walking each other home. We're all just walking each other home. I never felt like I belonged in sacred circles with my song. You pulled me back and said, please don't go. We're all just walking each other home. Come on, y'all. We're all just walking each other home. We're all just walking, we're all just walking, we're all just walking each other home. Oh, built walls around me paper thin, but still they kept you out but kept me in. My heart knows better than to be defined by what I know. We're all just walking each other home. And everybody's saying, we're all just walking, we're all just walking, we're all just walking each other home. We're all just walking, we're all just walking, we're all just walking each other home. Stay here while I open to the safe place you provide. This heart that you have chosen, I know I'll never need to hide. We're all just walking, we're all just walking, we're all just walking, walking each other home. We're all just walking, we're all just walking, we're all just walking, walking each other home. Everybody, we're all just walking, we're all just walking, we're all just walking, walking each other home. We're all just walking, we're all just walking, we're all just walking, walking each other home. We're all just walking each other home. Yeah, we're all just walking each other home.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Carolyn and Jesus and Michelle. An inspiring story. I love listening to you tell the stories, and the texture and the flavor of them gets deeper every time I hear one of these stories. Wonderful, wonderful. So we like to take a moment now. If there's something that's come up for somebody that an inspiration, a Gandhi moment, a leadership 3.0 moment, something else that's happening for you, you'd like to give voice to it, just go ahead and wave your hand or raise your hand in the electronically with the reaction button. Sarah Brown, go ahead and do a little share for us. What's going on?
I just want to share that I love seeing like a non-planned plan come together, like when like the idiosyncrasies that seem like coincidences in life like end up being like, huh, oh, wow. So I feel like I was primed to hear this talk, and I recently made the background of my phone a really pretty picture that I saw on Instagram. It's like really a good drawing, and it says, "Choose love every time. This is how you become a living prayer." And it's just like a hand. It's like a little hand. It's just the hand, and then there's like a heart within a heart inside the hand. And so as I was listening to Michelle, and I was listening even to the reading earlier that Karen did, I was like, okay, choose love, like continue to choose love, like the shifting of the perspective, like even when things don't look the way that you want them to, being able to like continue to shift that perspective, and like that being a verb, like an act of love. It's you in action. How do I explain? Like trying to reframe and re-see the things that are happening around you so that you can either see the good or recognize that like you're the good. It's time to step up. It's time to pour that love that like you wish to see. Just full circle back to the thing you were saying about the like Mandela effect of that Gandhi, non-Gandhi quote. But I just think that okay, and then all right, one more thing. So then I saw this other thing that was talking about the eclipse tomorrow, and how if I mean it was a hooey hooey video, but aren't we all into hooey hooey stuff? So like it was like if you really look at this event and recognize that this is a massive global space, I don't know. I think things very small. So then when I have to expand out, it's like, oh yeah, there's like a vast world around us. But my point is, the gentleman was saying that if you really look at this eclipse for what it is, it's a moment for all of us collectively to be attuned to the same event, an event that we have no control over or no sway over, and that there is beauty and magic in collectively acknowledging the lack of control, but that through that act together, we can actually reattune to something that is even greater than control, which is actually like acceptance and love and mutual appreciation for the moment that we're in, and that in and of itself is magic. And so then like so all these little pieces leading me together So now I had in the back of my mind, like, what am I going to do for the eclipse? Like, how are we going to handle this? And so now all I can do is think small, in like the small ways that I, like, control, I have quote unquote control over. So I'm like gonna send a little message out to my team and say, like, let's use the eclipse as our break, our intentional break. And let's all break at the same time and think about a few things personally, professionally, whatever the case may be, that like we want to see and bring in to the world. And like that's an act of love for myself. That's an act of love for them. Whether they choose to participate or not, who cares? Doesn't matter. But sometimes all people need is that invitation, or even just like what is it when you like give permission, permission to take a moment and to think about more than just this exact small moment that we're in. What would you like to see? And like sometimes like we're in this like really nice bubble of a community where we believe we lowercase deserve the things that we want, and that is not a through line for most people. Most people are just trying to survive and maybe get a few things along the way that feel good. And sometimes people feel guilty about getting the things that make them feel good. It's a whole thing. So all in all, I got a lot from today. Choose love every time. You're going to be a walking, living prayer. We have this outward, inward opportunity with the upcoming eclipse, and we have the everlasting, always present opportunity to choose to act in and of love. And I just thought that today was pretty awesome. So I lovingly thank you guys, and we'll stop talking now.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it's model the behavior that you want. If you're not going to take time off to be present for the eclipse, then nobody who's working with you is going to do that either. And we can be that example. I just as an experience, I ran a video that showed where the eclipse is happening, and it starts in the United States, in Austin, Texas. And I said, oh, I have a nephew who lives in Austin, Texas, and he's going to be in that. And Michelle, who's here, is in Rochester, and she's going to be in that. And my brother just bought a house in northern Vermont, and he's going to be in the total eclipse. And there's somebody else who just joined our daily meditations, and she's in Nova Scotia, and she's going to be in the path of the total eclipse. So spread out all over for different reasons. There is this connection that we have. Thank you for the reminder, Sarah. I'm going to invite Jane to lead us in our offering now. We are sounding great, but running late, as we like to say.
Sorry. Okay. New Thought Philadelphia is all about spreading the love. Our community is supported by your contributions. The gift you share helps fund our work in the world, and the way you shine your light spreads the love. We are grateful for every way you share. We don't have a basket today, but there's a donate button on the website to make a donation by credit card, debit card, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle. You can also mail a check to our office in Ardmore. The offering affirmation is on screen. We'll say the affirmation together. I live in an abundant universe.
I am one with the
infinite source of all good. I am a center of conscious prosperity. I enjoy the richness of life. I bless my gift. I share my gift with gratitude and joy. I know that as I give, I do receive, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, everybody. Jamie Lula, one more song for us?
One more song, just gonna do a chorus of Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Oh, love is my voice. Love is my religion. Come on now. Love is my religion. And all the children sing, love is my religion. Love is, oh, love is my religion. Love is, one more time, come on, your love is my religion. Love is, yeah, love is so love is.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's here. What a wonderful morning. Thank you, Reverend Michelle, for traveling, what was it, 13,163 miles so that you come back with that story for us. And I'm sure it was just for us. It's the whole thing. Let us close in another cacophony. Go ahead and unmute, and you can repeat after me. Love is me.
Love
is me.
Love is now.
Love is now.
now.
Love is here.
Love
is
is
Is here.
And we are love.
And
we
we are
We
love.
are love.
And so it is.
And so it
So
is.
it
is.
Ooh,
Amen.
oh, it is.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Woo,
Yeah.
that was great
Everybody.
service.
Yeah.
Thank you
Look at
all
all the
so much.
Michelles we have. Good gosh.
I know. I saw all that. I love it.
It's a Michelle fest.
It is a
What's
Michelle
mean?
fest.
What does Michelle mean? You don't know what you're. Oh my God! I'll go
Beautiful. It means
Do not
beautiful.
know. Look that up for me. Let me know. Let us
I'm
all
doing
know.
right
It
now.
means,
I think it's
beautiful.
I think
It
it's
says
perfect,
here.
whole, and complete.
It's